All right, fellas. We see anything good on TV last night? Because, quite frankly, I didn't. However, I have been seeing some pretty good shows. Been watching The Rehearsal lately. That's pretty good. I've been catching up on Invincible. I'm a little late to that, I do know. However, it's going pretty solid, season 3. Been watching some good movies lately, too. Mission Impossible is coming out. Maybe I'll see that tonight. I actually saw Kiki's Delivery Service at the movie theater the other day. Although it was quite possibly the worst movie theater experience I've ever had. No one was there to scan my ticket. I could have just walked in. I wasted $16 on that. Then I get to my seat and it's all torn up. Okay, like you all know, like movie theater, like seat fabric. After a while, it starts to peel. However, mine was just next level. It was completely gone. All right. Then for the first 10 minutes of the movie, since it was Japanese with English subtitles, the projector was way too zoomed in. Okay, I could not read what they were saying for the first 10 or so minutes. All right, I gather that she left for some reason, okay, and that's about it. And so after a while, me and my friend decided, you know what, let's just leave. And then right as we're getting up to leave, oh, they fixed the projector, and everything after that was fine, but just awful experience. Also, we had to pay for parking, so that was great. Needless to say, that whole long tangent aside, that movie theater experience was probably better than watching the Knicks game last night, which did not go very well. So let's just break it down, half by half. First quarter, we can't stop him. However, Jalen Brunson, shot-making masterclass, keeps us in it. Second quarter, the moment that really started to irk me, really, okay, we're up 1 point. We get a steal. Or I don't think it was a steal. I think it was Jalen Brunson got a rebound. Shocking, I know. He's like the shortest guy on the floor. Throws an outlet to Mikal Bridges. He is wide open in the paint, okay? He is not facing Dikembe Mutombo. He is not facing Hakeem Olajuwon or Shaquille O'Neal or Patrick Ewing or Mark Eaton. I think he's the white guy in the Jazz with a bunch of blocks. No, he's not facing any of them, okay? He is facing sprained ankle Aaron Nesmith, and instead of going up for the layup, what does he do? He shoots a fadeaway mid-ranger, bricks it, and Pacers go on a 6-0 run. They go into half, up 5, and I don't think we ever got the lead back. Okay, so that's that. Second half, more of the same, really. We can't stop a nosebleed, so just fantastic stuff. Fourth quarter, it seems like, the Pacers are really trying to give us this one. They keep bricking, they keep turning it over. They're not playing well. And, we just refuse to take it, okay? Then, late in the game, all right, guess what plays we're running? Are we running plays for Jalen Brunson or Cat? No, we're not. We're running corner threes out of under the basket, out of bounds plays for Mikal Bridges, who couldn't hit water in an ocean last night. So, really just not a fun time. Player by player, Jalen Brunson was good in the first quarter. In the fourth, he took 2 shots. That's not good enough. Okay, we need our best player to be unloading the clip in, season-altering games here, and he didn't. He didn't. So, that was nice. Mikal Bridges, let's shoot some layups, perhaps. That would be nice. Also, let's fight through screens, because you were getting fried all game. Tyrese Halliburton was frying him, okay? Just no fight over the screens, just let him walk right into the arc, do whatever he wanted. Mid-range, floater, layup, he was making it all, so it doesn't really matter, but I would like to see some fight, okay? OG was good. Josh Hart, okay? Tom Thibodeau benches Josh Hart, right? You think, hey, maybe he's onto something. No, he did it just to get everyone on his back, because Josh Hart, bench player, plays the most minutes of anyone in the game. What are we doing? Why even bench it? Just start him. What's the difference? You're just gonna play him that many minutes? This is a whole Tibbs thing. I need to leave it for later. Cat, he had some nice stats, but I don't really think he had it going. Deuce McBride was very good in his minutes. Thankfully, he didn't play that many, so that's great. Delon Wright, he was great in his minutes. Thankfully, he played, under 10, so that's nice. Landry Shamet, for some reason, to start the fourth quarter, they put the ball in his hands and say, go cook. Why is Landry Shamet being tasked with cook it? The only thing he should be doing is fighting on defense and shooting catch-and-shoot threes, okay? He made a really tough 3 that I thought, hey, maybe that could give us some momentum in the second half, but no, it didn't. So, all of this to be said, the Knicks did not play well enough. And, a lot of it is on Tom Thibodeau because for some reason, Josh Hart just kept turning it over. He's looking like a gunslinger out there. He's looking like Brett Favre minus the, stealing money from poor people. He's just throwing it out left, right, center, just throwing the most insane passes, and he keeps turning them over. And Tom Thibodeau is just like, nah, bro. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, I love it. And, it's just when you have a lineup that works, all right, and a player that when you put him in really any lineup, okay, it works. You put Deuce McBride in any lineup on the floor, good things happen. Why are we not playing him more? The season is literally on the line. What are we doing? What are we do? I don't understand, okay? And, I didn't even mention Mitchell Robinson, okay? 0 fourth quarter minutes. 0. Not a single one. He's a starter, and you didn't play him a single minute in the fourth quarter? Really? We couldn't stop a nosebleed out. I understand, even when Mitch was out there, we couldn't stop them, but at least try, all right? I'm not asking for the world here. Just try, all right? And look, this is not an ideal spot, all right? You're down 3-1, all right? This is not good. This is far from ideal, okay? So next time out, what can we do differently? Perhaps we can play the good lineups more, huh? Can we do that? Can we treat Josh Hart like a bench player, maybe? Maybe I'm asking for too much here. Evidently, I am. So that is just incredible, and it's just, this is very frustrating because, every single game we have lost hasn't been like we're getting our doors blown off like the Cavs did, okay? Like Cavs game 4, they were down 40 at halftime, okay? That has not happened to us. We have been in it in the fourth quarter every time. However, just silly, stupid mistakes have led us to being down 3-1, okay? So, do I have confidence that we're going to win this? Not really, no. I don't understand why anyone would. However, if you do, more power to you. However, all I ask is, can we please not lose at home? All right, just win Game 5. All right, I understand that's asking much, apparently. So, just make the proper adjustments, play the good lineups, and at the very least, lose on the road, okay? Lose in 6, all right? You would have pushed them further than any other team, all right? So, it's looking like it's going to be over here, fellas. So, if it is, good run, not really, a lot of frustration. It's really very funny that such a, disappointing and annoying Knicks team is the one that's so close to the finals, but I guess that's life for you. So, who knows, one day we'll all be dirt anyways, so does this really matter in the grand scheme of things? Not really. So, yeah, just once again, just win Game 5, be some men, and then, I don't know, maybe we can get a miracle and somehow win 2 in a row after that. Also, they didn't lose because of them, but this is quite possibly the worst refereed game in the history of basketball. I mean, I would rather have had Tim Donaghy, live betting Pacers money line calling the game out there than whoever called the game last night, because it was just absurd. I don't know how many times our opponent is going to show that they were at, voluntary OTAs for NFL teams this postseason, because they're doing pass blocking. Okay, they're not getting their they're just pushing them out with their forearms on screens. I don't understand. I remember one play, Jalen Brunson Neesmith just tugs on him, just throws him to the ground, and then just walks right on by, easy lane. And do we call anything? No. One time, Jalen Brunson just gets absolutely trucked on a fast break. No call, of course. OG got smacked upside the backside of the head by Pascal. No call. OG was getting his jersey just completely ripped. I'm honestly surprised his jersey didn't just completely collapse. Nike doesn't exactly make the highest quality stuff. Pascal is just ripping his jersey. I don't understand how that's not a loose ball foul, but hey, what do I know? And then to top it all off on that one possession after OG gets smacked upside the backside of the head, the Pacers get 4 foul calls in one possession. So just great stuff. 2 of them were just because Benedict Mathurin was out of control, and as he was falling to the ground, he just threw up the most ridiculous shot ever, and they just gave him a foul call. So this is needless to say with all of the, Jalen Brunson getting dry humped up the floor and Cat getting mauled anytime he tries to take a layup. That's just kind of accepted at this point. So this was really just a very frustrating night, all things considered.